Wait, hold on. Let me finish.
No, let me finish.
Welcome to Let Me Finish, the weekly podcast where we discuss what the hell's going on in pop culture, current events, and everything else in between.
We are your hosts. I'm Janice.
I'm Stacy.
And I'm Jillian. Grab a glass of wine and let's get started.
Welcome back.
Hi.
Hello.
Episode 25.
Woohoo.
I know. I'll be your moderator today, and
Yes,
I'm
Stacy.
Stacy.
I'm Jillian.
I feel like
I'm Janice.
I feel like I hardly ever moderate.
You don't because you don't like to.
I get so nervous.
It's okay. I mean, it's not a big deal.
It's really not.
You got it.
I know. So how was y'all week?
So y'all cheer Stacy on in the comments, okay?
Yes, please. Hype me up.
She needs a little encouragement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my week, so my week was actually pretty chill. It went by pretty fast. Lots going on with work, but that's pretty much what I do. I work. I need to find a little bit more time for, relaxing. Met up with my best friend for happy hour. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't do much of anything after that.
Nice.
Yeah, mine was pretty chill. Mostly work.
I am.
And it wasn't a bad week at work. It was actually pretty chill at work because, I think halfway through the week, because I was able to get through my work so fast. I mean, half the day I was just chilling.
Nice.
So I'm just so that's always kind of cool. So
I like to chill.
Yeah.
Well, I don't ever get to chill at work. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But one thing I am doing is I did make a schedule for spring cleaning, but almost decluttering my life to make room for my future.
Nice.
I made a whole list of all the things I want to go through my apartment, declutter, just get rid of things that just don't serve me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. So I think that's
You should include people in that too. People that don't serve you anymore.
Oh yeah, I already. Well,
Yeah.
I do that on a daily, girl.
Yeah.
Hey, you cross me, you might not make it back. So
Yeah.
I have a couple people who can attest to that. So. But no, I'm just going through my drawers and going through my closet, my phone, everything, just decluttering all the unnecessary fluff in my life that I don't need.
I think I'm gonna do that too. I need to make a list and do that too, and
I have a schedule. So certain days I'm gonna, one weekend I'm gonna do all my drawers, and then the next weekend I'm gonna do my closet, and then the next weekend I'm going to get bins, and yeah,
that's a good idea.
I like that.
I like that kind of.
Because I don't have
a way to start the second half of our year
fresh, just get rid of the clutter.
Yeah,
sometimes when I open some of these drawers, I'm I can barely even close it, and I know there's just nothing but trash in here. Mm-hmm. Let me get rid of some of this stuff.
Yeah, it clears your mind when you have an organized space. So when I moved into my new apartment, I kind of felt it was cathartic because I had to get rid of a lot of stuff because of course
you have been living there for a long time. The previous house.
It was a year, and then before it was in the house. So when you're downsizing, going from a 4-bedroom house to a 2-bedroom apartment to a 1-bedroom apartment, mm-hmm. the space ain't the same. So you're forced to declutter, and it does help clear your mind. And I'm still in that process of decluttering. So.
That's good. Yeah. I do think moving helps, but because I've been in this apartment for 4 years, mm-hmm. it's just been piling on top, and I'm just I don't need some of this stuff.
I will attest to that. Moving definitely helps because after we sold our house mm-hmm. and we moved into the rental while we were building, so I had to move twice. And along the way, within the last 2 years, I literally now have zero clothes, and I'm looking for clothes, and I'm what happened to so and so and such? And I'm oh, I packed those in trash bags, so those were probably in the trash.
Oh man, I wish I would have known that.
I hate moving, and I'm horrible. Jillian,
you are bad.
Jillian is good. She has
throwing away good stuff.
Yeah, she has her boxes all labeled and stuff. I don't even have time to build boxes. I'm get me some big black trash bags. Whatever.
Stacey's a good person to go oh, I can help you pack, because then everything she's throwing away, just catch it in the box that you're taking home. Oh, trash? Put it in this box.
I'm
yeah, she's built it.
Because she has some good stuff. That stuff is not trash. So really, when Stacy moved out of this last rental property,
we did. We looked up real good.
It's so sad because now you come to the new house. You're
like, where's all my shit?
I'm I need to go buy dishes. I literally have 4 mugs.
Oh, yeah.
But you threw away all your mugs. Why?
I have like 2 bowls.
Yeah, because you
and,
said
like,
you were going to buy new ones.
I know, but now that the time is here, I'm just like, damn
Dang,
it.
I wish I had those mugs.
Like this. Okay, so well, let me just talk about my week real quick. So my week was pretty chill because I came back from vacation. I was just like handling some stuff. Oh, my younger daughter Kylie, so she had her freshman orientation because
how
she's
was
going
it?
to high school.
Right.
So it was good. We were
No,
nervous because
okay.
we were switching districts and
Okay, I was going to ask you about
and
that.
we're in a new district now, but it was okay. It was a little. My whole worry about us in this new school district is like lack of diversity. But that's what happens. I mean, we've all been through it, right? Just growing
Janice?
up here where we grew up, we've all
So,
been
yeah.
through it. So I think it'll be okay though. And a lot of people are moving in.
one of 4 black students in my elementary school.
Well,
one
there's-
of 4
There's definitely more diversity now, but
Okay.
that was my biggest.
in the entire school.
It was when I went to high school at because it was when we moved to our town where my mom built her house. It was right before my freshman year in high school, and pretty much all the black students knew each other because there's
Yeah.
just not that
There's
many
not
of
that
us.
many.
And so it was a small school. I mean,
Yeah.
when I ended up graduating, of course the city exploded. From the time I was a freshman to the time I was a high school, it grew exponentially, and I still only graduated with like a little over 600 people.
Yeah, so it's definitely small where her high
Really?
school.
Mm-hmm. How much was yours, Janice?
Mine was 668, so I'm surprised that it was such a
But
different number.
I
thought it was like 300 and something.
No, girl, it was like 600. Or could I be off?
I definitely think
You
it was
could
like
be
300
off.
and something.
Yeah.
I do
Oh,
not
I
think
could
it
be
was.
off.
Because that's like a big number.
Oh, I
That's
could
what I'm
be off.
saying. There's no
Okay,
way.
I probably was thinking about yours, but it was
Mine was 668.
from the time. But from when I was a freshman, mind you, when we went to high school, we were the only high school. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Right.
by the
Only
time by the time Janice graduated, they had opened another high school, but it was only sophomores and
Juniors. So my
freshmen in that class
Yeah,
in that school.
No. It was they just didn't have a senior class because it was my senior year was the last graduating class with only one high school.
Right.
And then the next they started with a junior because they had a varsity team that first year and it was
Yeah.
just juniors.
And now they have so many high schools, I can't even keep up. But anyway,
they open one
there's
every
only
year.
one high school. And I was looking at the numbers. So for like 2022, 2021 school year, the whole entire high school only had like 900 and something students for the
Okay,
entire.
so it's a small.
It's
class. It's a small school.
small school, but the city is exploding. And by the time
What are they? 3A, 2A?
a 4A, I think,
Really?
right?
Such a small number?
Yeah, that was 20. Now I'm thinking
4A, I think that's just only 5 A's left, right?
I think there.
Yeah,
I think there are
I thought
4.
it would be a 3A school.
Either a 3A or 4A. I think it's a 4A, but I know now they have to have at least maybe 1,200 for the whole entire school, at least.
1,200 students?
Yeah, because
then probably
Oh.
like 3A then.
Yeah.
maybe. So it is small, but we knew this going in. But I think she'll be okay because she's also
So she's still doing basketball.
yes.
Okay.
She's still doing basketball.
That's what we told her because, like I said, me and Janice have that experience of moving and having to go to a whole new district that is not very diverse. And I told her, I said, look, if you're going to be on that basketball team, you have instant friends. You
Right.
already have a community
Right.
built in, and usually typically basketball is not till spring.
Yes.
but you'll find
Well,
you go
she'll
to your
have to
freshman.
sign
But
up
she's
right
still-
away for athletics, and then
she
she'll be
did.
in
She's-
athletics with the people who are
she did.
planning to
Yes.
try out. So
She's already got her schedule. She's already in athletics, so
Yeah,
Okay.
as long
we
as
got
she
her
has
schedule and
as long
everything.
as she has extracurricular activities, she will instantly find her tribe. And
Yeah.
be
And
able
I'm
to
telling
make
you, as
friends
soon
pretty-
as-
and she's so friendly.
anytime
so.
it's like a new student situation, they always put the new students together. So you'll be with other new students,
Well,
and then just
good thing for her is she's an incoming freshman, so all the
all
the
students
friends-
are
all
technically,
the-
but they would
yes.
have went to middle school and stuff
together
together.
because they only
Right,
have
that's what I'm
they
saying.
only have one middle school also.
So yes,
Yeah, makes
it will
sense.
be, but because it's such a growing district,
there's a lot of
new
there's a lot of new
students
students
that
so,
won't have that experience.
right. So I think she'll be fine. So that was our week, and then I had I have family in. So my mom, my sister, and my niece, who's almost 3, are all visiting me for the next 2 weeks. They came in yesterday, so it's
I need
already
to come
been
over and say
It's
hi.
already been an experience because I'm not used to having such a young child in the home, and everybody
In a long
knows
time, yeah.
like because my kids are almost 15 and 24, like so all my furniture is like white.
Oh,
Because
I know.
my sister was
Everything.
like,
Good luck.
everything is so white.
Oh, you're like, yes.
I was like, yeah, I don't have.
I put in my time, baby.
Yeah, so it's funny because, like I said, my niece is almost 3, and then my sister's like, please don't jump on the couch. Stop. No. I was like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. That should be, yeah.
Oh, and weeks. I did one more thing. Sorry, I did go have dinner with one of my really good friends, Michael, who I used to do my last podcast with.
Oh yeah.
So we talked about that. So I might be dropping something soon. But
okay. Please do, because we were so excited. You guys were really rolling.
Yeah.
And then it stopped and we're like, bitch,
we
where's
both
the next
just had
episode?
Life, and life just really took us. Took us away, but we talked about it. We said we're gonna maybe towards the end of the year maybe start something up again with that, which was called I'm So Sorry What.
Yeah.
But anyways, we went to Cheddar's.
Never been.
Worst service.
Really?
Me and Michael were like, what the hell? Like at one point the guy never asked if we wanted waters, and Michael goes, hey, and he looked at me and he goes, would you like a water? And I go, yeah, I would. I'd like a water. And then he was like, okay, I'll bring you a water. And I go, Michael, did you want a water? And he goes, yeah, but I was like, I guarantee he's only going to bring one water. Man only bought one water. Who brings this one water to a table?
So he only talked to you?
No, the guy just like, Michael was like saying, bring water. And he was looking at me like, hey, do you want water? And then the guy was like, okay, but Michael was asking me saying you should bring water for us both.
For the table.
And I was like, he didn't get that. As soon as he walked away, I was like, he's only going to bring one.
And he did.
And he only brought one. It was just the worst service. So just so y'all know, Cheddar's in the Colony Grandscape, horrible service.
Okay. So maybe you just had a bad waiter.
It was the entire experience. From the moment I put my name on the thing to the end. First of all, they put us in a corner by the bathroom and the wait staff in a 2-person booth where we asked to be moved. And then they said, okay, sat us back at the bar, forgot about us. Then when they forgot about us, we were like, hey, do we get a table? It's like, oh, they said we were going to stay at the bar. They're like, no, we didn't say that. And then the guy came over, and then I'm just telling you, it was just horrible service.
You know what? With Cheddar's, I think we tried to go there one time. Yeah, and it wasn't a good experience.
Yeah, and they kept trying to put us in the bar area, and I'm like, there's like 6 tables available over there. Why am I not over there? It was horrible.
Yeah, I don't really eat at Cheddar's, but I used to back in the day, though.
I used to love Cheddar's.
Back in the day, and it was really good.
I'll still get to go, but the service was horrible. Just FYI.
Yeah, I've never been. So.
All right, so...
I only have one more thing.
Oh, go ahead.
So... I know Barbie came out this weekend. Nobody else wants to go with me, so I'm going to go with my friends next weekend. So I'm really excited about that. Got great reviews, so I'm excited.
The reviews were pretty. I was surprised. Carlee wants to see it. I don't know when she's going to go see it, but
I'll wait.
I'll pass. Yeah,
I'll wait. I'll watch it, but it's nothing.
I'll watch it when I can streaming at home, and I'll watch it in my media room.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's about all they're going to get from me.
I want to go see it so bad. I'm just like, it looks so good. The trailers and the reviews are really good. So.
Okay.
Well, hey, go for it, girl.
Did y'all have any chokeholds or anything before we head into our main topic, or?
I do. Lindsay Lohan had her baby, and I was so excited for her.
Oh, I do have one. Oh, Jamie Foxx put out an actual video, a statement explaining his situation, which I thought he didn't have to do that, but the fact that he did, I wish people would stop now saying that he's a clone, because he's not a clone. Like,
I'm glad he did, though, because
these conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, you don't know what's going on here, Stacey. The shit's getting real out here.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
But then again,
and if people don't speak up, we all gonna get caught up one day.
But I'm just like, come on, it's to the point now. This man had to put out a whole video.
But I think, at the end of the day, I do feel like you're a celebrity. Something happened to you, just for your fans, let us know you're okay.
They did release statements. It's just people weren't satisfied with the.
But here's the thing: when you experience something like medical, that's one thing that is very private and very personal. So I don't think he owed anyone an explanation about what happened.
Not an explanation, just hey, I'm cool.
Yeah, which is kind of
they didn't clone me. I'm not dead.
Which is what he said, and he was just like he just didn't want people to see him that way.
They snatching black folks out here.
Okay. But he does have a new movie coming out. I don't know if you saw he has a movie coming out, actually.
That's the one that they finished.
Yeah,
and
they
he
just
dropped
it on Netflix. They
on Netflix, right?
Cloned Tyrone.
They cloned Tyrone. He's in it. A new movie. I gotta watch it. Is it out already?
It's out already, and it came out on
Friday.
Watched it? And it got good reviews, but it's on my list of things.
I'm gonna watch it tonight. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So we'll take a quick break, and then we'll go into our main topic, and it's a good one.
Girl.
And we are back. All right. So this week, we're going to talk about Carlee Russell.
Girl.
And I know everyone's probably sick of hearing about this because, like, I feel like everyone's talking about it.
Not yet.
But I just have to get into it because I remember when I first heard about her and how she was abducted and just the way it happened. I was like, wow, this is crazy.
We got to be careful, girl.
And I was telling, but for me, from the very beginning, you know, I'm a skeptic, right? From the very beginning, it sounded like shady a little bit.
You thought so?
A little bit. You know, the one thing that threw me off when they were like, her wig.
Girl, I know that's the one thing. I'm like, let me keep my wig down.
That was the one thing. I was like, when they said that okay, let me just refresh everyone. So Carlee Russell, she's a 25-year-old nursing student from Alabama, and she made a phone call on Thursday, I think it was July 13th, saying that she saw a toddler on the side of the road in a t-shirt and just his diapers, and she called 911, and they said they were going to send someone out. And then she also called her sister-in-law on the phone and told the sister-in-law the same thing. There's a toddler, and she approached the toddler. The sister-in-law heard her scream, and then the phone went dead. So the sister-in-law in turn also called 911 saying, hey, something's going on here. The cops got there like within 3 to 5 minutes because they were already on their way for the toddler. When they get there, they find her car. It's a Mercedes sedan. And they find her purse. The car's still running. Her purse is in the car. Her cell phone is on the ground. And
she set it up good, though.
So is her wig.
Girl,
when they said wig,
that was like her icing on top of the cake. Let me throw my wig off.
She snatched her own wig, and then they found her Apple Watch also, and then she was just gone, disappeared. So obviously, this is a huge deal because they're like, wait, she just called 911 reporting a toddler. There's no toddler. She's now been abducted. So, I mean, honestly, I know a lot of times a lot of black girls have come up missing and they just don't get the national spotlight. But this particular case was huge. I mean, they had other neighboring states were helping. They had the FBI. They even had Secret Service because, like, how do you report a child and then you in turn get I mean, that's just crazy, right?
Well, they were saying at first it was like trafficking, like they were using the baby as a bait. That's right. And everybody's like, be careful. Don't stop for no kids and all this stuff. And that's how I was looking at it. Like, I can't believe they abducted that girl. Right.
Only to find out, guys, a couple days later, she's back at home. She showed back up. Only for the cops to come out, and they did an official press release. I listened to everything. And basically, she lied about a lot of stuff, allegedly, because they are saying, based on the facts, because they only put out facts, right? They don't know what happened to her. Well, they did read the statement that she gave them after she was allegedly abducted. But prior to that, they did find that she was on her phone researching Amber Alerts, abductions, the movie Taken, and she also was looking at...
It was the movie Taken for me.
She was also looking at bus tickets from Alabama to Nashville, like a one-way, bus ticket and stuff like that. And then she was also at work the same day she was abducted, still researching this stuff on her work computer. And then she stole some items from work. She stole a robe. It was a spa. She worked at a spa. So she stole the spa robe and toilet tissue and some other items that they didn't say what it was. And then she left work.
Toilet items.
She stole toilet paper. And then on her way home, she did stop and get food that she was supposed to give to her mom. But then she also went to Target and bought her some snacks and stuff like that. So whenever they found her car, the one thing that they didn't find, which they didn't know at the time, but this came out later, but when they did find all her stuff, they never found the snacks. She bought granola bars and Cheez-Its. They never found the snacks, nor did they find her bathrobe and the toilet tissue. Oh, and she also did a search on how to steal cash from a cash register without getting caught. These are things that she was researching, right?
Girl.
So anyway, I'm not going to go into everything because
she's so crazy.
It's out there and everyone can go look it up. But I kind of want to focus. But we now know that it was false. And then the statement that she gave was like, oh, when she approached the baby, a man came out the woods.
Have they officially said it's definitely a lie? I mean, obviously we know.
Well,
but has the
when
police
they
come
did
out?
the police report, they said all we can give you are the facts, and these are the facts.
Okay.
They were like, there is no proof that she was ever abducted or there was ever a toddler, and there is no one on the loose that we are looking for, is what they came out and said. So,
okay,
I will say allegedly, but that's what the cops said. But I'm not going to go into all of that. I think more than anything for me, I kind of want to understand they also said that she has no history of mental health issues, and she doesn't have mental health issues. And I think for me, there was a lot of stuff going on social media, like why she did it, about the boyfriend and all that. But that's all just hearsay. So we really can't really speak too much on that. But what would cause a person? And
they said that her Instagram and everything like really looks like a great life. Like she's successful. She has a good job.
She was in nursing
got her bachelor's. She's working on her master's. She's trying to get her nursing degree. You know, she's beautiful. She seems to be enjoying her life. Like,
I listened to her 911 call when she called about the toddler, and to me it was, for a person to lie like that. Because like I was telling you guys, like even when they asked her questions and she would pause as if she's like looking at the toddler, it's like, this girl is so calculated. Like,
she's a good liar.
Right. And I know some people are saying, well, like you said, oh, she has to have, I'm like, no, she could just be like just a liar like that.
Well,
like,
to me,
just create these crazy stories in their mind just for attention.
And you're right. Because earlier what I was telling them is, you know, like, what would possess someone to go through this type of length for a lie? Like, I just don't think you're normal. Like, I can't wrap my head around you being a normal human that doesn't have something going on in that head that's not normal. Because like, what would make you go? But again, I do agree with y'all I don't think she thought it was gonna.
Yeah, they said that she didn't think it was going to get this big, and she just...
Of course not.
There are people out here, honestly, that have no mental health issues, that they literally are just liars. They want attention, and they will do anything to get said attention.
So now you're talking about like a sociopath, though.
To be honest with you, she very well could be.
I mean, sociopath is a mental health issue.
That is a mental. So maybe you're right. What are your thoughts, Jill? You're just quiet over there.
No, I'm just listening because we talked about this because we first got the Amber Alerts or whatever, the notifications coming through.
We were
on
together.
Saturday.
We were together, I think. Yeah.
And so let me preface this by saying that this whole situation is very sad. By prefacing to say, as a Black woman, I'm always my first instinct is always to believe what Black women say.
Right.
So and I don't regret that first instinct of believing her, because unfortunately, push comes to shove, a lot of times when we're telling the truth and warning people, and we are not believed. We have to qualify. We have to have, we're not off the bat believed the way other women are believed. It doesn't start with
belief and then other way around.
Right. We always start with doubt, and then we have to qualify and prove ourselves.
Yeah.
So I don't regret that initial, and I never will. And like I said, I always believe Black women. That's my first instinct, because we are not believed, and most of the times we are right. We're dead on with our instincts. Couple that with, it's very disappointing that I felt like she did this solely for attention, and just it got bigger than what she expected. And the part that hurts the most is that you have now made it harder for other women to be able to come forward when they need help.
Right.
And and that's the part I'm like, why she did it, I don't care. What they do to her, I don't care. You know, if they do decide to arrest her, press charges on her, or let her go, I really don't care, because at the end of the day, she did what she did.
I think she should definitely have charges pressed against her.
Yes, I do.
Yes,
I do. I'm like,
so.
I'm saying,
come on now.
If they do press charges, like, I don't care. She could go to jail. I don't care, because what you did was so freaking wrong. But I also feel like a lot of times people feel like they want to get fame no matter how it is. I don't care if they're for being famous or infamy. And I think that's a problem. Some people don't care as long as you're talking about them. They don't care why you're talking about them. They just want be on everybody's lips.
Do you think it was because she wanted?
No,
I think she wanted
possibility of fame.
No.
I think
wanted her boyfriend's attention.
I think she wanted attention. I just don't think she.
Because that would be interesting.
I don't think she wanted this type of fame at all.
I think she wanted attention, and
like people feel sorry for her when she got found.
And so I think that, you know, her walking back to the house in socks,
but girl, was she naked?
No, she had clothes on.
She had clothes on, but she said she had
no shoes.
The thing that got me was when she come back to the house, there was money in her sock, and she talked about the kidnappers gave it to her. What kind of of kidnappers did you deal with? They didn't rape you.
No,
They
played in your hair.
They played in your hair.
Fed you cheese
They
crackers.
fed you Cheez-Its, and they gave you money.
And the description,
You
she said it
kidnapped
was
me?
a white male with orange hair. And she never actually saw the woman's face, but she just heard the woman talking, and the woman played in her hair. The story that she gave was also
crazy,
wild
bro.
because apparently she escaped twice. First from the 18-wheeler, and then they caught her again and put her in a car and then took her to the house.
Yeah.
The whole thing was
If
fabricated.
she was smart, she should have drugged herself and told them I was knocked out the majority of the time. And when I came to, they were nobody there.
Right.
And I think another thing,
That would've been easier.
Another
Yeah.
thing too, because I think we right now have in the forefront of our minds human trafficking, which is it's been a big problem. I just now it's getting more media attention, and I think every time I see a story about this, as far as abduction, women talking about someone's following me in the grocery store, I want to jump out of my skin and scream. That is not how human trafficking works.
Thank you.
Stop telling me, oh my God, you won't believe what happened to me in the grocery store.
Someone's
Someone
following me at Target.
and it was weird because they were in aisle 3, 4, and 5 with me.
But sometimes it does happen like that.
Very
Not-
rarely.
usually it
the
does not.
majority of human trafficking is people are trafficked by people they know.
And online. Social media. Mm-hmm. A lot of the
Snatch
young
up girls no more?
So
Not like that.
these crap I'm talking about, oh, they're putting zip ties on my car door handle or leaving money on my stop spreading that.
Well,
That's
hold
not
on.
how it happens.
Well, hold on, because yes, do I know that what you said earlier is true? Like the majority of sex traffickers are by people you know. Yes, but they're all still the ones where they abduct people.
So
the people are still being abducted.
People
People
are
are being abducted.
And I think the biggest difference, and the thing that I almost think you're trying to get to, is that people only look at sex trafficking or trafficking as being abducted like that, where somebody's following you and da-da-da-da. But that's not the only way trafficking
So
happens.
that's not even the majority.
Let
It's
me-
a very small percentage of people that are
shit, then you
abducted.
should still be
And I
aware
said,
then.
So the attention, I'm just saying, but that's the only thing people ever talk about.
Yeah.
You need to be, hey, that guy you think is your boyfriend, certain things that he does, and he's trying to trick you into trafficking. We need to know the science for that.
Right.
The Andrew Tates of the world.
So can I jump in real fast?
Right, you're right.
So, okay, because I have a teenage daughter and we talk about it a lot. So I don't know if y'all heard about the trafficking case that happened where the girl was supposedly abducted from the American Airlines Center at the basketball game. She went to the game with her dad. This was a big deal about it happened.
yeah, but she was taken by somebody she knew.
She met the person online. So yes, she's a teenager and yes, she was abducted, but it wasn't as if a white van came and snatched her. It doesn't happen that way anymore. She actually met the person and had been talking to them online, and they were actually at the American Airlines Center. She told her dad she was going to the bathroom, and then she ended up going off with the person.
Yeah.
And yes, she was abducted because she's a child.
Because low-key, the online dating is scary just because.
So these
you don't ever know.
young girls are meeting, or they're being targeted on social media. People are pretending to be their same age, their friends, or
Right.
whatever, and they're luring them. So majority now of the abductions that happened, no one in a white van came and snatched them up. Or snatched, it's not like that.
They've never seen
they
you before.
coerce the person to
and be
meet
like-
them somewhere, and the girl sneaks out.
Well, wait. Okay, because y'all are trying to say that it doesn't happen that way.
I'm
No,
not
no,
saying
I'm
it
saying-
never
So the-
happens that way. I'm
the
saying
premise-
that the
You should
minority-
always be aware of your
So the
surroundings.
Yes.
yeah, you should always be aware. But the
Yes.
premise that someone is going to Walmart and just going up down the aisles in Walmart
to snatch you.
Just to find random people.
to find the perfect victim, and then following that, snatching
Yeah,
that person in the
usually-
Walmart parking lot. That's not happening.
Usually
They're not
they've been
going
looking at you for a while, and if they snatch you at that Walmart, they have been tracking you for a minute.
Yes.
When was the last time you heard of anyone actually being physically snatched from a Walmart?
from a person they've never,
Well, I
they
don't know.
know,
They're
never
missing
met.
people report constantly. I
Yes,
don't go look them
but
up.
Usually, it's a lot, and you'd be surprised how many young girls from North
Now,
Texas.
I do think nowadays the way trafficking happened is from people you know, is from like, oh, I went on a date with this guy and then that girl was never seen
It's
again.
not even dating. It could be family members.
Yes.
Yes, I do know that. But even so, like, even right now, like, I do online dating, right? And I had a guy that was just like, let me know when you have a free day and I'm going to take you out all day. Just let me know and I got you. And I'm like, we haven't even had like a back and forth conversation yet. Like, that seems suspect. Or at the very least, because of the way that life is, I'm not going to be like, okay, I'm ready on Sunday. Come on.
Yeah.
Like,
You have to be cautious.
I'm scared. Like,
Yeah.
I got to be a little bit like, well, I don't know you.
But 15-year-olds don't think like that. They're just like, oh my gosh,
Oh my gosh, this cute guy.
and then they leave, sneak out the house, and then the parents. So North Texas actually has a huge issue of young girls. There's been quite a few young girls in the North Texas area. I don't know if you know, but there was an Amber Alert issued about, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, about a little girl in Dallas. She was actually a little black girl in Dallas that was abducted. I don't even know what happened with that. I know you got the alert. It was like about a week or so ago.
I mean, I'm sure
It was in Dallas.
I don't always look. I don't always look at the what's it called? Amber Alert. Like,
I always
just
do.
see them and I kind of glance at them, but
always
if they
look.
don't, if it doesn't say like Dallas or Allen or something around here, I'm like, okay.
Texas actually has a high trafficking rate. It's like one of the higher. I think it's Texas, Florida, and I don't know what the other one was, but yeah, we were like one of the 3 highest when it comes to.
But really, we need to figure out, like, because I'm really just like, what made this girl?
Yeah,
do this?
I mean, honestly,
Right?
I think it's I think it was simple as attention.
Do you
I think
it
she's
was
a narcissist.
Okay. But do you really think that the root of it was that her boyfriend broke up with her and she wanted his attention?
Well, I don't
Do you
know if
think
he
it was the
broke-
I
boyfriend
don't know.
mostly?
I don't know if he broke up with her. I heard that he cheated on her with a stripper,
Ew.
Oh shit.
and there was that was what's going on TikTok. And
You
there's
shouldn't
a,
even want his ass no more.
And
If
there
you
was
fucking
a-
strippers out here, you can have them.
there was a message that supposedly she
Keep for
had
the streets.
She sent the girl. There was a message that was going around that she had sent that girl or whatever. But I heard he was cheating on her, and I don't think they were actually broken up when she did this whole thing. But I don't know why she did it, or what would possess someone to lie about anything so traumatic anyway. Like, if you're gonna lie, why would you lie and say, oh yeah, I was
guess
abducted?
it has to be like almost like a sociopath, like narcissistic type of vibe, because like you went through a lot of trouble to make this lie up. You went and did research. You got your freaking basically your sister-in-law involved. You know,
your parents. You
your
didn't
parents
care about your parents.
The way you're lying like a pro. It's just like, okay.
And I think what got me the most too, and I will just say this real quick, but I was on TikTok and there is a lady that her daughter was actually abducted and she was murdered. So she didn't get her baby back. So what she does now, she's like an advocate for other moms that are going through the same thing. And she organizes like huge searches, in her area. And when Carlee was abducted, her parents actually went to her, and she was one of the ones that organized the whole entire search party. And then I felt so bad for her because, I mean, every time she helps a family, she's reliving her trauma from her child. And then for this whole thing to just be like
a
a
lie.
hoax. And I did hear a statement from her whenever that she was found, and she was just like, at the end of the day, doesn't really matter. That doesn't matter. What matters is that her mom has her child back, because she'll never have her child back. So no matter what happened or why she did what she did, she's still alive and she's here. You know what I mean?
Silver lining.
I really just hate that. I feel like society in general, but I do feel like us as black women really kind of stood up and were like, no, we gotta find this girl. It
wasn't just us as black women. I felt everybody in the country.
That's what I'm saying. I do.
Globally, people in other countries were like, oh my God, this is crazy.
Right. No, I agree with that, but I just really feel like it was something where we were like, no, not another one of us. Like, we gonna find her.
Yeah.
Like, and then you just embarrassed the shit out of us.
I was impressed
You embarrassed
too.
No,
us.
I don't think we
Just
should.
like when they snatch her back, like, what the hell were you doing? Get sit
No,
down.
I don't, and I don't think we should be embarrassed, because a lot of times, like I said, these situations, we don't get the happy ending in the end. And a lot of times, even when we become abducted and people report us, a lot of times police don't take our family serious and say, well, they label us as runaways.
Well, that's why I'm saying you embarrass us in the sense, like, we've been fighting and advocating for us not having the same type of, alerts that go out when we're gone, and little black girls, nobody cares about them, and you go and do this.
And
Like,
I
I'm
think-
like, damn,
but
you're
also-
just giving them another, notch on that pole
Yeah.
to say, yeah, black women.
And it's not like white women haven't pulled the same thing that she
Yes,
hasn't done.
there's other
and-
people that have pulled
yeah,
stunts just
so
like
it's
It's just
this.
like if it's my kid, like, it's just like, hey, I don't give a shit what them other kids are doing. You're my kid.
And she's
it's
not
the same
she's
thing.
not a
I don't
kid.
care what all the white
She's
women
a
are doing,
grown-
but these black women, y'all need
She's
to
a
stop.
grown 25-year-old woman. And I'm really impressed how the police department and the FBI and everyone handled the situation, because I think they really worked hard to try to bring her back home. I was impressed
Yeah, they
with what they
did.
did. And she's not even a child. She was a grown woman, and they were from the very minute that this happened, they were on it.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And they didn't. And then the thing is that I think they had a feeling that this was a hoax before she came back, and they didn't make the public knowledge or didn't do anything. Be like, hey, she's faking it.
They probably didn't do that because of the stigma out there. Like, if you start putting it out there that she's lying, we might get up in arms. Like, I can't believe you say she was lying.
They could have just said, hey, this is what we found. The search records. This is what she did. This is why we believe what we believe. I feel because if you make your case,
to her too.
They were very respectful and didn't. Or when the parents went on, they'd be like, I don't believe that, but
yeah.
Or we have evidence that you shouldn't believe that.
Okay, well, I just want to wrap this up because we can go on this topic forever and just give you just like my final thoughts. Like I was saying before, I love how the community, like everyone stepped up, willing to help, try to, help find her and the missing toddler. And I think that's what we did for Carlee should be what we do for anyone, any child, adult, or whoever that's been abducted. Any person, right? This is what we're supposed to do, black, white, or whatever. And I do feel like, yes, there's a lot of black girls who don't get maybe the same media attention of some of the other, but I do feel like her case got a lot of it. I mean, we need to keep this up, right?
Do you think that it got a lot of hits because it was a little white toddler missing?
Absolutely. I hate to say it, but absolutely, because honestly,
they're like, where's the toddler?
It's about the toddler because Carlee's a grown ass woman. She's like 25. It's the little white baby with a t-shirt and no pants on.
No, we got to find this baby.
I mean, absolutely, but nonetheless, it got the attention that it deserved. Unfortunately, it just happened to be a hoax, but sad. I just don't want that to affect how we treat other missing black girls, because majority of the time they're not lying. This is actually happening.
Right.
So I don't know why she did what she did. I would love for her to explain one day where her mind was.
Yeah.
And the more I think about it, Janice, when you said mental, I mean, I guess for someone to fabricate such a story, you have to have I think she's a narcissist personally, which again, it would be some type of
for you to feel like that,
or maybe a sociopath or one of the two.
Sociopath is one, like,
I get confused.
Yeah. I think she's more of a sociopath, with the lying and
which is considered a mental health issue. So maybe she does. I want to hear what y'all think so we can go ahead and wrap this up. What you think?
Like I said, personally, I think at this point, I'm just like, there is nothing she can say that can make it a good excuse for why she did what she did, whether it's a mental disease, she wanted attention, whatever reason. What she did was wrong, and I really do feel like charges need to be pressed, so maybe in the future people be less likely to use this as an avenue to do whatever they're seeking to do, because that's time and resources wasted for something that wasn't really a threat. And so at the end of the day, who knows if there was someone else could have been abducted because they're spending all their time on her, that person didn't get the attention that they needed, and maybe it could have cost them their life. Or it means that maybe in the future, if someone does become abducted, they're less likely to, off the bat, believe them in a fear that it will be a hoax and that they're going to be wasting time and resources.
Or they'll slow step it just to make sure, check all the facts before they even start the full investigation.
Exactly. Right. So that's the only thing as far as as soon as it came out and you're like, yeah, it's not real. Like I said, I was still holding out hope that this was real, and that, it was a worst case scenario as far as it being a hoax. And I'm just like, damn, that kind of sucks. But like I said, I don't regret believing her, because like I said, for too long, black women aren't believed. So
I want to go into another thing, or as far as making sure that we understand, like, yes, we understand it's a lie now. It was fabricated. I personally think there's got to be something mental going on there. I don't know if it's like you need to be tied down to like a bed or anything, but you clearly need to talk to somebody. Oh,
real quick, I forgot to mention this, but when they were doing the press conference and they were showing they were releasing whatever she was searching, and they did get when they went to her phone, they did say that there were some other things that they are not going to say.
Okay.
Because what they said was there were some other things that I guess she had searched or that they found in her phone that might shed some light on
why she did what she did.
But they did not. They said that they weren't going to say what those things were at the time. They only released about the abduction searches and stuff like that.
Right. So that means that we don't know
the full story
right. of where this is coming from her. So I do want to make sure that, us as a society, let's give her a little grace, because
I ain't giving her no grace.
Well, here's the thing. I do think she's getting it from all angles. She will get it from all angles. She will continue to get it from all angles. And do I want her to be in a place where she doesn't want to be alive or anything? Because social media is really harsh. People's opinions can get really nasty. And I just want to say right now, I think part of it, a small part of it, she needs help. She does need help. Nobody goes to this extent that does not need help. Yes, does that mean I'm going to want you a part of my life? Probably not. You're a little crazy. But I just want to make sure that, while we're dragging her in these comments and in all these social media platforms, let's remember she is also a human who made a mistake, a big mistake, but it doesn't mean it's going to define her forever. I don't want it to define her forever. I think she needs help, and I think that's...
Okay, yes, absolutely.
You're too nice.
People...
because I already know it's going to come.
Yeah. She lost her job already.
She's going to have people threatening to kill her, people who might attempt to kill her. She already got fired from her job.
She stole.
No, she should have got fired from her job. Even her ex-boyfriend's coming out hey, can we remember she's still a human? Mm-hmm. Words do hurt. And like I said, with this situation, it won't stop with words. People will get physical with it. Yeah. And do I feel like she deserves to be killed? No.
I mean, I really have no sympathy. Yeah, it's not that. I think at the end of the day, I think everyone has a redemption arc, but I feel like, you need to acknowledge what you did was wrong.
Absolutely.
Yes. Sincerely apologize.
Yes.
Take steps to make sure that never happens again.
Right.
I think if you're not taking those steps, because a lot of times that people apologize, I don't really mean that shit. You mean you sorry you got caught.
She hasn't even done
sorry for the backlash. She might. That's what I'm saying. Let's just for me, you embarrassed us. Period. You embarrassed us. Okay, sit your ass down. Bring your ass back type thing. But at the same time, I'm very curious to figure out why she did this.
The cops,
and for her to make a statement about where she was coming from and where her headspace was at.
So the cops also said that they've been reaching out to her, to talk to her again, and she's refusing to talk to them.
She should now. She needs to figure out what the hell's going on with her.
They've kind of lawyered up the family because they know
it's coming.
It's coming. They've lawyered up and everything. So that at some point,
she's gonna be dealing with this for a while.
At some point, I hope she can come out and say, "I am so sorry."
But I think to become to that point of so sorry, she needs to figure out the whys, and I think she'll need counseling or therapy. She'll need therapy, to figure out where did this come from? Why did you even feel like this was an option?
I don't know if she needs therapy. This girl is so conniving.
She needs therapy, bro.
She's such a conniving.
Any person who can lie like that needs therapy. Why are you such a good liar, and what made you?
Some people just lie and fabricate stories.
That's different. Little stories here and there about how good their life is. Cool. It's not right, but you literally filed a whole police report. You involved your entire family. You involved the entire world.
Well, technically, she didn't file it. When she just said that she saw a child on the side of the road.
I guess she didn't think it was going to get this big. But like I said, I think for me, I'm very ready for the day when she comes out and speaks out about what the hell's going on in her head.
Yeah, so
I think we should remember that.
It's funny how we as a society, how we take everything and make it a joke, because now I've seen so many jokes
the TikToks are out of control, bro.
Yeah,
hilarious.
Everyone calling her Carlee Smollett. Because of Jesse. Now, I never believed his ass from the moment he said that shit. I'm
Smollett,
I don't believe that.
He did.
His to me was
I never believed his story.
His was more so he wanted fame.
He was already famous.
His was about fame and keeping his role on his show. That's all his was.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all it was.
It
was only fabricated from there to me.
Yeah, the minute that story came out, I'm I don't believe this.
I think he was trying to push the agenda that black gay men are being targeted.
He was on the chopping block to get fired from his job.
Well,
And he did not want to get fired. So he wanted to make a story to where he was relevant.
So do you
just
think
like him, Zoe.
So do you think Jussie Smollett has mental health issues? Because he hired 2 big Nigerian dudes to come beat him up.
He had a specific reason why
he had a specific reason for wanting to do it. That's why I don't necessarily think it was
but he lied.
his mental health. He just came up with the plan because he wanted to keep his job. That's all I really think it came from with
So
Jesse.
the fact that he is an actor, so I guess that makes a difference because he lied and had a noose around his neck, poured bleach on himself. Like,
he went to the.
Come on.
His is different. Again, Carlee to me,
they're the same.
I
This
don't think
girl called. There's the baby on the.
I mean, she did come up with the whole story.
Snatched
So
her own
we'll see.
wig.
I think the
Snatched
only
her
way,
wig
the
off.
only person that knows where the hell this came from is Carlee. What the hell the motive behind it is Carlee right now, because she doesn't seem to have a clear motive of why she did this, except for this boyfriend. And I can't imagine you want this to make this boyfriend jealous. Fuck the stripper.
Yeah, the cheating boyfriend at that. I was just like,
Well, now they're saying that she done lost him to the streets because apparently his Instagram followers just quadrupled. Now he has all these females following
and he's defending her
how cute
because
he
I
is.
think he is. I did see him. He is
kind of cute, huh?
He is cute.
So they're like, girl, you done lost him to the streets now, baby. Because them females up in his DMs.
He was ready for the streets.
He deleted the post he had put about her
at the strip club. You for the streets already.
Yeah.
Anyways, that went crazy. To far left,
but those are like all rumors, y'all. We don't know that. All we know are the facts that the police put out. So I don't know what's going on with the boyfriend, the stripper, or whatever else. But yeah, so that was this was an interesting story for me. But you know, this trafficking is real and people are getting abducted. So, you know, as women, I know we always say women, but do men get abducted too,
right? Of course they do. Of course they do.
We don't hear about it often, but I'm sure boys and stuff can get abducted and stuff.
To do with abduction, sexual assault, rape, or anything when it comes to men, it's not as prevalent out there because I think there's a stigma on it when a male is assaulted or abducted or something.
Man, woman, boy, girl, whatever, just be careful out there. I mean, this is definitely real.
Because they're snatching up people.
Yeah, they snatching up people out here.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your husband, hide them all.
Don't get Carlee Russell out here.
Girl. Anyways, y'all.
We're about to head out. We're just having fun, y'all. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I mean, I was just going to say have a good rest of y'all's Sunday. I mean, it's Sunday for us, but it's Wednesday for you guys. So have a rest.
We'll talk to you next week.
Right. Okay, bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on the platform you're listening on and leave us a review.
We want to support local businesses, so if you'd like us to shout out your business, or if you have a topic suggestion, or even questions for our QA section, we want to hear from you. So reach out to us at letmefinish@gmail.com.
You can find us on TikTok and Instagram at letmefinish. Don't forget that the E in me is the number 3. You can find me at newjillianwhodis on Instagram. Stacy, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Mrs. Cams01. I'm also on TikTok, Mrs. Cams01, MRSKAMS01.
And Janice, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram at uniquelyjanice and Facebook and TikTok. I'm just Janice Housen.
Okay. See you next week.
See you next week.
See you guys then.